Namaste, how are you? This rain of hope is to be invoked wherever you are. That happens to be your, meaning our responsibility as human beings. If there is no hope, the joy of moving ahead with enthusiasm goes out of the window. We want the window to bring in a lot of light of hope. Now, many times we have our own way of placing what we want out of life and also arranging the priorities with which we want to lead and the kind of output which we want to give. We have heard to aspire for perfection, and in order for us to deliver something to the best of our ability, we are many times working with different parameters. There are factors which are beyond our control, also, and there are factors which we can control internally, yet we fail to control them again and again and again. And so there is certain stagnation in us. We stop ourselves from doing anything till we feel we have arrived at that position where we would be giving our best. As they say, bring your best foot forward. And in the romantic lane, we have heard first impression is the last impression, so you want to bring out the best. Now, if you feel that today you are not in a position to bring out the best because maybe you have a wrinkled shirt, or maybe you don't have the kind of shoes that you wanted to wear, or the fragrance that you need to have in order to impress the most important person, or you just don't feel somebody said something and you're feeling a little down. It is not the kind of energy with which you would like to meet your girlfriend or boyfriend, and you feel, oh, let me just excuse myself. And it's not just a matter of giving bye bye or postponing a date. It is a matter of starting to work on any dream project also, and you wait for all the ingredients which would make the situation near perfect in your mind. Then only you will start acting. So what happens many times, we keep on waiting, things do not line up the way we would like them to be in order to have the tick marks of all the items which would make this a perfect scene for us. What to do, that is what we are addressing today. You may think differently, but what I'm humbly submitting to you is, as they say, the best learning is the learning on the job. So perfection would manifest itself gradually. But I think rather than waiting for everything to be the way we want it to be, let's start acting. We don't have to wait for everything to streamline, and then we would take our first step forward. That might take years sometimes. You may not have the kind of people which you would like to be in your team, but start moving. Something will come out of it. Something that is necessary to break the inertia and flow and go and act. That act of acting is rejuvenating. The satisfaction and confidence that you would get is only by acting. Thinking alone will not do, never, never. Thinking would fill you with positive mindset. You may think good about yourself for some time, but that would be temporary phrase. It'll go away. We need to prove not to the world but to ourselves by acting and leaving this zone of inertia. So, perfection, action, and inaction, many times in search of perfection or excellence, we make ourselves inactive. And we take pride in being inactive because we feel that till we don't have XYZ things lined up the way they would be helpful in giving your best, you would rather not act. You may differ, you may be different in your approach, your experience, your exposure, but what I felt like humbly submitting in order to keep this reign of hope going is what I did. The way I said it, it is not perfect. The way I could place my thoughts is not in the perfect order, but I just felt like smiling, being with you. And let me confess, whatever you do, there is some preparation that you would end up doing anyways. You may feel that you actually did the best that you could, and rather than waiting for the perfect setup, what you did is near perfect. You may have that sort of situation. It may not be like that. Still, you will get some experience, some exposure, some feedback from friends who like you to grow. And it is the journey of growing together that we call as life. And let us face the fact nobody is perfect. You give me any person, I will be able to find X number of or N number of faults in that final output. Perfection is, if I may say, just a utopia. It is an ideal which we should keep and place in front of ourselves, but we should not wait for everything to become perfect and then act. In that case, you will always have a bag full of unfulfilled desires, unrealized dreams. So do not chase the perfection. Tell yourself the way you are right now at this moment, you are not less than perfect. Because the way cosmic force wanted you to be, you are like that, if you trust in that, or the way you, in interaction with all the forces that are helping you become who you are, this is the best that could have happened at this point of time. But if you just stay here, this this is no fun. Life has come with expiry date, we should not forget that also. So if we keep on waiting endlessly, then what will happen is anybody's guess. So it was perfect being with you in terms of sharing the thoughts of doing away with the dreams of perfection and accepting the way you are at this moment is perfect. It was perfect meeting you, by the way. Bye.